There is a brutal truth in finance that haunts many of us. If you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will simply work until the day you die. It sounds harsh, right? But for 90% of people, it's reality. We follow the script, go to school, get good grades, and lock ourselves into a safe job for 40 years. But here is the fatal flaw in that design. That formula teaches you to be a labourer. It teaches you to work for money, never how to make money work for you. Today, we break that cycle. We are going to deconstruct the mechanics of wealth and show you how to shift from being a cog in the machine to owning the machine itself. First, we must look at the trap of active income. This is simply trading your life for currency. You work 1 hour, you get paid 1 hour. When you stop, the money dies. On paper, David looks rich. He has the high salary, the luxury apartment, and the designer suits. But look closer at the mountain of work resting heavily on his shoulders. On paper, David looks rich. He has the high salary, the luxury apartment, and the designer suits. But look closer at the mountain of work resting heavily on his shoulders. We met for coffee recently, and he looked destroyed. He told me, I can't stop. If I take a 2-week vacation, I lose 2 weeks of billing. I am trapped. David is wearing golden handcuffs. He makes a fortune, but he doesn't own his life. The money isn't working for him. He is essentially a high-paid slave to the money. He hit the ultimate ceiling. Time? You only have 24 hours. You cannot outwork the clock. To break free, you must detach your income from your physical presence. So what is the escape rope? It starts with the first and most powerful tool in the universe, compound interest. Let's wipe the slate clean and look at the math. Albert Einstein reportedly called this the 8th wonder of the world. It is the magic that turns a small snowball into a massive avalanche over a long period of time. Here is the mechanic. When you invest, you earn interest. Then, in the next cycle, you earn interest on your original money plus the interest you just earned. I saw this magic in my own family. I have an uncle who was never a high earner. He was just a regular guy with a standard administrative job his whole life. He didn't drive Ferraris, he drove old beat-up cars and lived in a modest house. He looked average, but silently, he was doing something extraordinary with his finances. From the age of 25, he automatically funneled a percentage of every paycheck into the market. He treated it like a mandatory tax he had to pay to his future self. When he finally retired, the family was absolutely shocked. He was a millionaire. He didn't win the lottery, he just let the math do the heavy lifting for 40 years. His money was working a 24-hour shift. It worked while he slept, while he vacationed, and even when he was sick. It never asked for a coffee break. Think of it this way. While he worked his 9 to 5, every dollar he saved became an employee, going out into the world to recruit more dollars for him. So, how do you replicate this? You must master one simple distinction that most people get wrong. The eternal battle between an asset and a liability. The definition is simple, yet powerful. An asset puts money into your pocket. It feeds you, it pays you, and it grows without you needing to be there. A liability, on the other hand, takes money out of your pocket. It eats your future freedom. Most people stay poor because they buy liabilities thinking they are assets. Let me tell you about Sarah. She got a massive promotion and a fat bonus check. She felt rich, so she immediately wanted to look the part. The first thing she did was buy a brand new shiny luxury SUV. She told everyone she was investing in a car. But let's be real, was it actually an investment? No. The second she drove it off the lot, it lost value. Every month it drained her account for gas, insurance and repairs. It was a hole in her pocket. That car was a liability masquerading as wealth. It looked like success, but in reality it was stealing her financial freedom 1 month at a time. In contrast, another guy I knew took his bonus and used it as a down payment on a small ugly apartment in a developing part of town. He rented it out immediately. It wasn't flashy or cool, but after paying the mortgage and repairs, it put $200 pure profit into his pocket every month. That apartment was his loyal employee. It worked tirelessly for him. Sarah worked for her car. This guy's apartment worked for him. That is the difference. To make money work for you, you must become obsessed with acquiring assets, not just acquiring stuff. You need things that pay you, not things that bill you. You might be thinking, I don't have enough money to buy an apartment. That is a common misconception. You don't need real estate to start building your army. There are 3 main vehicles you can use today. Think of them as 3 distinct highways that all lead to the same destination: financial freedom. Vehicle number 1, the stock market. When you buy a share of Apple or Coca-Cola, you aren't just gambling. You technically own a piece of that business. There are thousands of people working at those companies right now. Because you own a share, they are effectively going to work every day for you. I remember when I bought my first dividend stock. It wasn't much, maybe $500. I felt silly, but I wanted to test the system. 3 months later, my phone buzzed with a notification. I'd been paid a dividend of about $3. It appeared in my account like magic. It was a tiny amount, barely enough for a cup of coffee. But I stared at that notification and realized something profound had just happened. I thought, I didn't do anything for this. I didn't wake up early, I didn't sit in a meeting, I didn't answer an email, the money just arrived. My money went out into the world, did some work, and came back with a friend. That feeling is addictive and it changes how you see every dollar. Vehicle number 2, high yield savings and bonds. This is the safer route. You lend money to a bank or the government and they pay you interest for the privilege. It's not going to make you rich overnight, but it creates a shield around your wealth, keeping it growing faster than inflation can eat it away. Vehicle number 3, digital assets. In the modern age, you can build things once and sell them forever. This is the new frontier of wealth. I have a friend who is a graphic designer. She used to trade time for money, charging clients by the hour. Eventually, she burned out from the grind. So she spent 1 month creating a set of digital website templates. She worked hard for 30 days. Then she uploaded them online and forgot about them. To this day, 5 years later, she still sells a few copies a week. She did the work once and that asset is still paying her infinitely. But the hardest part isn't the math or the method, it's the psychology. The entire world is engineered to make you a consumer, not an investor. I recall a family gathering recently. One cousin was bragging loudly about how he spent his entire tax refund on a massive 85-inch TV. The other cousin sat quietly. Later when I asked him, he whispered, "I put mine into an index fund." He didn't need to brag. The first cousin bought a depreciation machine that will be worthless in 5 years. The second cousin bought a money printing machine that lasts forever. To make money work, you have to delay gratification. You must look at a dollar bill not as something to spend, but as a seed to be planted. If you eat the seed, it's gone forever. You satisfy your hunger for a moment, but you kill the entire future forest that seed could have become. But if you plant the seed and you protect it, it grows into a tree. It takes time, it takes patience, and it takes discipline. Eventually that tree produces fruit, which contains more seeds. Suddenly you don't just have money, you have an orchard that feeds you for life. Making money work for you is about understanding this simple truth. Your physical labour has limits, but your capital, it has absolutely no limits. Start small. Look at your expenses this week. Be honest with yourself. Are you buying assets that feed you? Or liabilities that bleed you? Are you like my friend David, trapped by your own expensive lifestyle? Or are you like my uncle, slowly building an army of dollars fighting for your freedom? The best time to start planting was 10 years ago. The second best time is right now, today. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't just work for money your whole life. Flip the script. Force your money to get a job and work for you. Thanks for watching Smart in 10 Minutes. I hope this shifts your perspective on wealth. See you in the next video. If you found value in this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It gives me the motivation to keep making videos just like this one.